Hi everyone, welcome to our Introduction to Accounting course or our Accounting 101 course. What I'm going to touch on today is just essentially what is accounting and what can you expect to learn. So I'm going to give you kind of a formal definition of accounting that's kind of very broad and professional. So we have three activities in accounting. It's identifying economic events, it's recording those economic events, and then it's communicating the information that we receive from that. But how does that actually relate to small businesses? How do you apply that in real life? Because that's really what I want you to get out of this course is I want you to understand accounting concepts, but I want you to be able to apply them to small businesses, or if you are an accountant going into public accounting, I want you to be able to apply it to your public accounting career. I want you to be able to look at financials for publicly traded companies and understand them. I want you to be able to see how accounting affects these different entities. So let's talk about it. Identifying economic events. So that's going to be, we need to identify when an event takes place that affects the economics of a business, affects the financials of a business. So if I go and I take out a loan, I need to be able to identify that that's an event I need to record, right? My small business needs to have that loan recorded on the books. And so, but first I need to be able to identify that that's an event that triggers the need to then record it, okay? And then we're going to talk about recording. So recording is going to be entering this information into some form of financial records. So for small businesses, we're most familiar with like the bookkeeping system, right? Maybe QuickBooks or Xero or something along those lines. But there's also records that we keep that don't necessarily fully become a part of that general ledger and those reports, like our profit and loss. And they're still important records. For example, what number of customers are we closing? Do we have a CRM or a client relationship manager that helps us evaluate that information? That's extremely helpful information when it comes to evaluating the efficiency of our sales personnel. And then evaluating what kind of return we're getting on that sales individual's salary, right? So sometimes the record keeping and the recording of these events doesn't necessarily happen within our formal accounting software like QuickBooks. So what I teach you in this class is going to be a little bit different than what you'll get in like a formal accounting class, because I'm going to touch base on some of those things that we need for practical application. Okay, and it's not necessarily an economic event that affects the financials directly, but it's important when we run our small business. So I'm going to bring some of those activities and those conversations into these courses so that you're also given tools to track that information if you go to work for a small business or if you own a small business. Then we have communicate. So we need to be able to communicate this information. It does us no good to record this information and have it sitting within QuickBooks or within a CRM or within some form of reporting system if we can't utilize it and communicate it to the users that need this information. A large part of this is being able to communicate this information. And when we look at communicating, we look at the users of this information. So those users that are using this information, you have internal users and external users. And internal users are going to be people within that company. So people who are within the company, maybe managers, purchasing personnel that are going through and making decisions on what inventory needs to be purchased. We may have AR clerks or receivables clerks that are reaching out to customers that haven't paid yet. They can't do their job properly if they don't have accurate information, right? And we also may have managers that are establishing the profitability of a specific department and they're making decisions off of that. If this department is not profitable, that department either needs to change or it needs to go, or we need to understand that maybe it's a loss leader. All of this stuff I'll get into in these courses, but internal users, generally, when we are preparing and providing the information to those internal users, we call it managerial accounting, also cost accounting. So when you go through and we talk about managerial or cost accounting, we're talking about internal users. For small businesses, those internal users are also going to be business owners, right? Then we have external users. And so those external users are going to be individuals that are outside of the company that we need to communicate information to. For example, we may have lenders or investors, maybe somebody who's going to give us a loan. And we need to make sure that we're communicating appropriately the financial position of this company so they can make an informed decision. Other external users would be like the IRS or your state or local taxing authority. Maybe you need to file information with them and give them information about income tax that you owe, or sales tax, or fuel tax, or something along those lines. Those are external users. And generally, when we communicate information to external users, we call that financial accounting. And when we talk about large publicly traded companies, a lot of our external users may be shareholders. So if I own stock in like Google or Amazon or Apple, I would be an external user. Whereas with small businesses, our owners are generally internal users. Okay? So external users require a lot of information as well. So we have these internal users and these external users. And we want to make sure that they're getting the information that they need. And in some cases, we want to make sure that they're not getting certain information, right? So if we have specific financial or trade secrets in a company, we don't want to provide that to all the external users because we might have a competitor out there. As a tax professional, we give the IRS the information that they require and that they need, but we don't give them a bunch of additional information. Nonprofits, on the other hand, they are supposed to have a large amount of financial transparency. So as an individual, a member of the public, I'm supposed to be able to consume that nonprofit's financial information as an external user. I'm supposed to be able to easily understand it. So when we talk about users, we need to understand the difference between internal and external users so we can understand the difference in how we prepare information and what information we disclose to those users. In this course, though, I'm going to focus a lot on small businesses because I think that that's going to be most beneficial for the majority of you. And so I'll be focusing a lot on internal users. Yes, we will talk about external users, especially when it comes to things like lenders, the IRS, state and local taxing authorities, that kind of thing. But a lot of what I'm going to do is, relate to the information that needs to be provided to those internal users. However, a lot of that information for both of these types of users is going to stem from bookkeeping. And bookkeeping is a part of accounting. So all of bookkeeping is a part of accounting, but not all of accounting is a part of bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is a small part of accounting. So what you're going to learn in these courses is going to be, bookkeeping combined with taxes, tax preparation, internal management, managerial accounting, that kind of stuff. Accounting 101 is going to give you the basics that are going to apply to a lot of those different users, a lot of those different uses, because we need to have a base of financial information. We need to understand how to prepare it, where you store it, what that looks like, and the standards with which we prepare this information. So we have specific standards that we prepare financial information with, because without those standards, we don't have a way to compare financial information from one business to other businesses, or financial information from one year to other years. We have to have a standard so that there's a, way that we can compare this information across time periods or across entities, compare a small business to industry standards, that kind of thing. So Accounting 101, this introduction course, is going to be a lot about establishing those standards, establishing the basics, making sure that you understand how everything works and building a solid foundation so that we can then dive into more complex use cases, and we can get into things like cost accounting, managerial accounting, taxes, that kind of thing. So hopefully that was helpful. This is the first video in our Accounting 101 or Introduction to Accounting course in Skool. We have a free Skool community. It's essentially a way for us to organize this information in a more user-friendly way, to where you can go in and you can take certain courses without being bombarded by a large amount of data. So if you have any questions, please let me know. We're more than happy to answer those questions. If you have not joined our Skool community, please consider doing so. And I will see you guys in the next video.